Right, yo, last one. Okay. So we spoke about the CIA and the MK Ultra, the mind control, and how it linked to Jeffrey Epstein and his scientists, and how he's putting AI, using AI, and how he's using hypnosis. You know, he's been trying out all these different things, and he's very into like psychology, the emotions, these different realms of, you know, confusing the mind. And this stuff is all everywhere as well. Yeah, they were implanting, see, they've been using like different cocktails of drug, implanting electronic devices. So we see, you know, like art evolves consciousness, so it's imagination. So you're changing the realm of the subconscious, and you're combining it with the conscious mind. So you're bringing like the spiritual, and spirituality is creativity. You're bringing that into the physical. This is what these billionaires and that do. When you've got all the money and you're trying to outdo everything else, how are you going to grow from that? You're going to create new forms of art. So they've got more money to spend and more time to focus on forms of art that don't already exist, because they want something that's new and that's fresh. Yeah, that's how they want to survive. They want to get to the top. They want to be what's new. They want to be different from everyone else. They don't want to be part of the sheep. They want to be doing this. So then they have to control the art. So we need to change the art. Look at it all. This is all art. This is what represents the soul body of what we're living off, basically. Even in the passport. When you look in the passports here, every page is linked with time. It's got pictures of time on it. If you flick through the actual images in the new passports, it's crazy. So anyway, let's go back to the Quinn thing I got for before. So we had Harley Quinn, which was linked with the Batman, which was linked with the deaths, right? So let's go into the creative deaths now. Let's go into the creative deaths. So I've been seeing this pattern since I was a bit younger, of like, you know, you see Amy Winehouse, Winston Churchill, Michael Jackson, you see all these like creative people, like George Michael, he died recently, you know, Avicii, they were like dying really young, all these creative people, and I just started seeing a patterning, you know, like I was talking about my patterning, and I was trying to understand, like, why is it all these creative people that go early? Is it because we all live differently, we think differently, blah, 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 and then I started seeing the side of the mental health, and then obviously all my friends are sick. And it's because they're trying to live in this world that doesn't function well with their creativity, because we have to fit into these categories when we don't want to be doing that, because we already think outside them. But they're trying to stamp on people like us because they don't want all these new things when they're trying to control, you know, what's already there. So we are a big threat to these people. So when I was looking at these. This was actually after Avicii died. This was after Avicii had this thing. So these are just YouTube comments from someone's video, but they really fitted in at the time of people, like when people pass. They've been adding up the numbers and the dates. So it says here, I believe Mozart was one of the first musicians to be murdered by these monsters. Freemasonry that he exposed in his opera, The Magic Flute. These artists are not, we think, their lyrics. I have identified what I believe are the lyrics that got John and Michael Jackson killed, among many others, regarding Avicii. Listen to his. They simply cannot afford to have any independent, successful and wide awake running around the world, waking people up, spreading truth and empowering creative folk who have been murdered by the Illuminati over the years. Yeah, and then, so linking back to the Queen, it linked back to Batman. Now, I'm linked with the Joker, so I always carry around Joker cards, or every time I see a packet of cards, I'll like take the Joker out of it. And the full card, this is important because the full card is linked with Canterbury, and it used to be painted. I used to live by the cathedral, like next to it, and as you're walking into town on this corner bit, there's like an interactive arts cafe, and above it on the corner bit of the building there used to be apparently the full card, huge, painted. It was like the first one that used to be up there. You can't really find any information on it, but obviously I know people that lived there for long periods of time, so they told me. And obviously when I did Canterbury Cathedral, it is the first pagan site, and all this stuff started happening to me in Canterbury. Max Spears, everyone knows Max Spears. He lived in Canterbury. His mum lived in Canterbury. He was murdered. Look, Max Spears legend. He's vomiting 2 litres of black liquid. He even texted his mum before the night he died, and he lived in Canterbury. His mum still lives in Canterbury. The whole time all this stuff's been going on, even before he got died, the stuff he was talking about. He was living in Canterbury the same time as me. He went to school with some of my friends. Alright. So then Heath Ledger was killed like on the 22nd, and it was all linked with 22. 22 is the number of the full card as well, and that links with the Joker in the Batman, and the date he was killed around the film and everything links into the same. And then I started finding these comments, and you have to pause this if you want to see, but they're just linking all to 11, like the dates of people that have died and stuff, and these are all the creative people. The sacrifice by the number 11. 11 is aka human sacrifices. So you've basically got like Heath Ledger here, and he's saying about how it links up to 22 and he's 11. Tupac, it's saying about yeah, there's a couple more here. Princess Diana, and he did it with all the shootings as well. American shootings and stuff like that. So the Batman is linked with the Joker, which is Quinn, and then this all links back to Pop again, which is Disney. Pop, Purple Octopus Project, which is the mental health, which isn't right because they should all be doing these out of clinical settings with love to actually help the kids, because they're not helping the kids, they're just programming further and further into more pain and more stress and more bullcrap basically. Okay, so, and then this will link to World of Warcraft, where they do LARPing, like live action role playing with kids, you know, with all these weapons and these swords and things like that, and dressing up, you know. So it's all forms of programming again, and that's all dotted around Canterbury. They do that in most places. But yeah, X-Men, you can see who is linked to all these because it's all Marvel and stuff like that coming up. And then obviously Wreck-It Ralph. And then this was World of Warcraft as well. This is the live action role playing, so again it's Pop. And then this was some of the stuff they're doing live action. So this is the LARPing stuff. But like, look at some of the names of these toys. Battle Legends, Latex Flail, you know, Utility Belt, Fixed Body Horns, and just, I don't know, anyway, pretty weird. Pretty weird. And then we're looking at more of the Queen. So when I told you I wrote to Alicia ages ago, and then she was saying to me, Harley Street, where all the private doctors are in London. And then Quinn, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman TV programme, look up Harley Quinn on Wikipedia. This is basically a Joker trickster. Yeah, so it's linked with the devil. Blah, blah, and she said, are these Pop linked with the Purple Octopus Project? It had nothing to do with it. She thought they were funding it, and nothing to do with it. It's completely separate. And all these things are made out of like die-cast metals, heavy metals. So these are poisonous. And it says on the packets in like bright coloured advertising, these are poisonous, and people will still buy them, even though they're poisonous. So they're the furthest away from what we're vibrating. And kids have the largest imaginations. They're putting energy into all this. So this is all plastic. All the toys and everything, think about it, where they're putting their imagination of what they want to become is real. You know, my cousin was pushing around a Sainsbury's thing yesterday, like a plastic Sainsbury's thing, and it's full of loads of like, it was full of loads of like toys they bought, and the toys they bought were all like, you know, when you go in a pharmacy or a supermarket and you want to buy like medicine for like cold and flu and that, it was all like packets like that with bright colours on and like medicine packets, and she's walking around the Sainsbury's thing, and that she's growing up understanding what these packaging and that is. I mean, they shouldn't. They should be expanding their consciousness and their own imaginations and drawing and having fun. Right, and so this. This was pretty messed up. I want to go through this last. So, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Actually, no, I won't do that now. There's so much to link on here. 10 minutes. Okay. No, I will go through this first. Right, this is an artist. This is called Mark Quinn. No, okay, I'll show you. Yeah, this is an artist called Mark Quinn. And I've seen this guy before, a couple of times before, but I didn't even know his name was actually Quinn. I know of this artist because what he does is he makes sculptures of his own head in his own blood. So he transports his own blood to like certain places, and then he freezes it, and then it melts. So he like puts it down and then up again. And I thought this was weird ages ago and did it because he has to do it every so often, and then it like sucks out all of his blood and then revamps his body or whatever. And he's been like studying certain things to do with that. So you can see the arts is always weird to see. I knew this stuff ages ago, but now bringing it up, like I said, into this context looks weird, doesn't it? So he's now. I know he did this ages ago. He's done this before, but now and I found this and I thought, oh, it's old, but this is new. So it says Mark Quinn announces a major public artwork of aid in aid of refugees. In aid of refugees. So I don't know how many he's doing, but this is in New York. So this must be the piece outside, and that's outside the library, the New York Library as well. Do you think about the ley lines and what holds energy? So if everyone's going into to the libraries, there's stuff in the library you can't take out that's very, very high profile that people read and like look at from past. So that's all holding really like quite important energies in that place, and that will be on an important like part of New York because it's the library, you know, and people subconsciously give out loads of energy when they're in these libraries, like reading stuff. They're giving out all this energy. So this is opening in June 2021. Our Blood is a non-profit artwork by Mark. From blood donated by more than 10,000 people, with half of these volunteers being refugees. But yeah, you can look up this article and that. It's just, Our Blood is made with refugees to help refugees. It is created to heighten awareness of the global refugee crisis, to raise millions of dollars for those lives who are affected by it. Our Blood is a direct challenge to diverge the conversations that separate us and them. Our Blood is a collaborative sculpture consisting of two identical Metatron cubes of frozen human blood. Each cube is made of blood donated by more than 2,500 volunteers. So yeah, there was a picture of his head actually, because he's done one of the last one, but I don't have it here. So if you want to look him up, he has actually been doing this for a long period of time. Okay, so put that down there, and then so that was linking with Quinn, and then Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. But just before that, this is a company in England that deals with phones, that deals with fitting in phone lines, and this is Quinn as well. And I just want to show you the symbolism quickly why I've looked at it in the first place. So it's a hexagon with a cube inside it, and then there's a cube, right? And then it's MJ Quinn. Now this is to do with electromagnetics. because this isn't linked with Sky or anything like that. And think about that, Sky, yeah, all the places we get like TV, anything to do with that is on the electromagnetic field. So then that is to do with air. Yeah, and then what is the molecule of air? And then what are we talking about being stuck in boxes and trapped in squares? Yeah, so that's the molecule of air with a cube, and then we use the Wi-Fi. So this is to fit phones and Wi-Fi, which is keeping us trapped in a cube by the air. Do you see what I'm saying? Right, this is MJ Quinn again, so this is linking in with the Quinn again. And then we've got Dr. Quinn, the medicine woman. This was like an old TV series or whatever from America, linking to Colorado, which is another very suspicious place, isn't it? I just read out quickly what it is about. This family western show centres on the adventures of Michaela Quinn, a doctor who lives in post-Civil War frontier town of Colorado Springs. Moving there after her father, Boston physician, dies. She must win over the new trust of her cure. Not exactly thrilled about having a woman doctor. What's worse is that Dr. Mike is an outspoken humanitarian supporting the minorities of Colorado Springs and having sympathy for barmaids, prostitutes. Dr. Mike's struggles are amplified by the fact she also cares for 3 orphan children and falls in love with a rugged but handsome mountain man. So again, it's linking to the prostitution again. And yeah, I looked up more of this program, but I haven't run out of time. So that was that. And then Harley Street is where they have all the private doctors, and they've got like fertility clinics and stuff all there. Yeah. And all the cosmetic surgeries in Harley Street, which is the medical groups. Now that made me laugh because it's linking back to the Fleur De Lis, where they were doing the plastic surgery would link to this private road as well. And obviously the fertility clinic. I remember I was saying the Fleur De Lis links. You see what I'm saying? The symbolism. Like, yeah, okay, maybe not all the words fit, but the actual symbolism and the baseline of it all is coming back to the same thing, which would be to creation and the womb and growth and just, you know, how things are actually functioning. On 17 minutes. Okay, so yeah, that's all I had for this. And I do have quite a lot here to show you. Quite a lot more, but I'm